AM 1460, the new WXBR. You were listening to the Metro South Morning Show. Peter Zimbo here with you on this Friday morning. And as has been the case throughout the month of December, we're bringing back a lot of our favorite guests from the past calendar year, both via the telephone and in studio. And one of our favorite in-studio guests who joined us in the springtime returns here on this Friday morning. Local recording artist signed with Snooki Entertainment. We welcome back in B-Capp. B-Capp, good morning and welcome to the program.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. You seem to be doing quite well. You've been keeping quite busy since we last spoke to you in the springtime. We'll talk all about that over the course of the next hour or so. But you brought some guests this morning. Tell us who you brought in studio.
I got one of my dancers, actually. One of my captains, Mikey D'Souza.
What's up? What's up?
You know, the unfortunate thing is I actually was privy to witness a B-Capp rehearsal session recently, and he's got this sexy, cute Filipina dancer, and you've got this cute, sexy brunette, and you bring in the young black guy for me? Come on, B-Capp. Like, for real. Don't you know what I'm into?
Well, hey, you know what, man? Here's the thing that they have to know is that B-Capp will definitely be coming back because Peter Zimbor is great at what he does.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep, he has many talents. This happens to be something that you're very good at. You ask great questions. They're intuitive. You put thought behind them.
He's trying to get easy questions now because he's praising my interviewing skills before the interview even begins.
Hey, you know what, man? I appreciate you, bringing me on here. I have been very fortunate, and, I work very hard, so I earned it, but I've been fortunate at the same time to get opportunities. Since the last time I was here, I've done some incredible stuff, and, I'm very excited to talk about it over the next,
Well, let's talk about what you've been doing since we last spoke to you. We last spoke to you.
When was that?
It was the springtime. It was actually in April, just a few days prior to the Boston Marathon bombings, which is unfortunately how I recollect when we last spoke because of that unfortunate event. So a lot has changed in the grand scope of the world and the region since we last spoke to you outside the realm of your career. But let's just talk about what's happened in the last few weeks with your career. You performed at Snooki's birthday party in New York, and moving forward you have a lot of shows before the year is out, culminating with a big year-end performance at the Providence First Night celebration.
Yes. Well, I mean, since I seen you in April, there was a lot of great, I would say, highlights from the year. Mikey was there with me on everything, and I think that we've definitely had myself, my crew of guys that I work with. I think we've had the most success so far in my career. From, I would say, the summer till now. The second half of this year was crazy.
Well, let's talk about who you performed with over the second half of this past year, because you've opened up for some significant recording artists and played some big shows outside of the realm of even Snooki's birthday party, as mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. Real quickly, the cool thing about working with Snooki is that, by the way, I call her Nicole, but I'm gonna call her Snooki on air just in case she checks it out. She likes to be called Nicole now. But obviously everyone knows her as Snooki. So from now that I said that, the cool thing about working with Snooki is that, she's not, it's not technically about her and she doesn't make it about her. Like her doing the marketing stuff with me is about,
Well, you're signed to a marketing deal with Snooki.
Yes,
so essentially she's using her cachet, if you
her
will, to rub off on different artists, which she represents from a marketing standpoint, yourself included.
Yeah. So that tie in with her birthday party, which I have to say, I did my new single "Love and Music," which is on iTunes. Go and grab it. We can talk more about that later because I have big plans for the song. Moving forward in early January, got something great going on with that. But so I did "Love and Music." I had my guys Jeff and Mikey with me, BA, and my whole team. My parents and all that, and we had a great time. I gotta say, I'm the type of dude where it's like I like to work first and I like to play later. But this was a night that I got to do both. I put on a great show, that's always my goal, and then I got to party after and have fun. And I gotta say, I mean these guys know me, y'all know me,
Yeah.
and I don't always get to do that, but this time was different because it was a birthday party, and we were celebrating because it was an awesome opportunity, and it got smashed. And I think one of the main people,
it got smashed. You did not get smashed, correct?
No.
Okay.
The show got smashed.
Gotcha. I wanted to verify in case anyone misheard.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. Yeah, no, we smashed the show and we had fun afterwards. But so like you mentioned, opening up for big artist. The biggest artist that I opened up for was Tyga at the Ryan Center. That was awesome.
The Ryan Center is on the University of Rhode Island's campus.
Yes,
How many? What's the capacity of that venue?
Oh, thousands and thousands. I don't know the actual capacity, but I know that.
You know it's significantly big as you look out and you see a sea of people.
Yeah. I mean, seas of heads. That I would say that obviously Tyga. Everyone knows who Tyga is. He's one of the biggest rappers in the world. So I think the thing that was really cool. That's cool about me as an artist, is that I can cross over genres. And even though, I'm a pop artist, it is urban pop. And so, even with Tyga's crowd and demographic there, I did very, very well. Everyone loved it. I put on a show, and who doesn't love to be entertained?
Anxiety opening up for a performer where there's thousands of people there to see that performer, and you're an afterthought or not a thought at all going in, you're just there.
Yeah. Those are things that I was thinking about, obviously. You know what, Peter? I know for a fact that when I do a show, I want to be the best. I want to be a standout. That being because that's the truth of this business is that, if you're not great and you're not memorable, if you're not special, you're going to just get forgotten. You're going to fall into the millions who try, and that's just not me.
Once again, we're chatting with B-Capp here on AM 1460, the new WXBR local recording artist and performer. What are some of the shows you have forthcoming as we reflect upon some of your big shows which you've played at over the past 6 months?
Well, I got we just did the Electric Christmas, that the Christmas party in New York City that Snooki hosted on Wednesday. That was recent. That was great. Actually, this is an awesome type of thing that we're doing. We did it last year, Mikey, and it's called Christmas in the City, and it's actually a private event, but it's for homeless. It's for kids within a homeless shelter, and basically,
someone has no idea you're on the radio right now.
I know. I'm sorry.
They're annoying the living hell out of you, aren't they?
I'm sorry.
Whoever's not listening to AM 1460 right now, you've got to reevaluate your priorities in life.
Hey,
you have to tune into AM 1460 right now.
Team B-Capp is on fire right now. I had to put that on silent. Hey, shout out to the iPhone users.
Are they tweeting at us right now? Is that what's happening? Is they're listening? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear?
We will accept that if they're giving feedback to the show. We'll take a look at that in between the break. We're chatting with B-Capp here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. We thank the many B-Capp listeners who are chiming in via Twitter right now. We're at PM in the AM Boston. You're at B-Capp Official, if I'm not mistaken.
On Twitter, B_Cap.
At B_Cap, and we're at PM in the AM Boston. If folks want to chime in and follow along and live chat with us during the duration of this program. Where were we before we get sidetracked by these strange sound effects?
But by my team, baby. Love y'all. So anyway, Christmas in the City is a great organization, and it's an awesome thing to be a part of because it's my way of giving back. I'm not a millionaire. I can't give back financially. So what I can do is I can give back with my talent. And if I can, make these kids happy and put a smile on their face, and just me and all my people know that this is the type of show that you go to, and you go there and we do our job and we have fun, and we make these kids happy, because it's just that's the way you got to look at everything. I feel like some artists and some entertainers and people, I think that they're too involved in the business end of things, and sometimes you just gotta do things because that's the right thing to do, and it's a great opportunity and a great way to be involved. You know what I'm saying? I love it. We're all equals in my opinion, so I love it.
And a lot of times when we've had you on the program, we've discussed with you different shows you were doing. You're playing at places like the Shaw Center right down the street here in Brockton, Showcase Live south of us in Foxborough. Nice venues, but venues within the local proximity. Now you're really playing throughout the entire Northeast region.
Yeah.
You've hit Atlantic City. You've mentioned a few shows you've just played very
Mohegan,
recently
Foxwoods,
in New York City, and you've played at Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods. How are the casino shows?
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool, right, Mikey?
The casino crowd's a little different from the crowd that I think that you're probably trying to adhere to.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, demographically, I know for a fact that I can get a wide range of people from the young girls, which is always target, and then you got girls who are grown in there, from 21 to 25. I think I'm that type of artist. I think I'm a universal artist, and I know that I can be appealing to any age demographic. That means kids, their parents. That means grown women, girls in high school, junior high. Look, it is what it is. I think that's what being a real artist is all about. Is
the
being
only
able
constant
to
in all of that was girls, if you noticed, Mikey. Did you notice that?
Well,
all the time.
well, I mean, Mikey, you got to admit, right? I mean, it's much better performing, in front of a sea of girls.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, look, all the dudes, man, all the homies, look, I got guy fans too, and I respect and appreciate all you guys. But everybody knows, anyone who usually singers, male singers, R&B to pop, that type of category. Look, female is your dominant audience. Everyone knows it, and I love it, so I wouldn't change a thing.
I refrained from quoting David Lee Roth an opportune moments ago, but I'll tell you exactly what I was going to say during the break, B-Capp, and if anyone out there knows what I was going to say, good for you. You're listening to AM 1460, the new WXBR, Metro South Morning Show, PM in the AM. Peter Zimbor here with you on this Friday morning, joined in studio by B-Capp and his dancer, Mikey, who we'll chat with a little bit more in just a little bit. B-Capp, what is this all culminating to? You're playing all these shows. You're playing significant shows. You're getting your name out there. You're getting exposed. You've got some singles on iTunes you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
You've got music videos available on youtube.com/BCappOfficial, your official YouTube channel, which I urge everyone to check out as soon as they're done checking out youtube.com/PM in the AM Boston, of course. And what is this all culminating to? Is there ultimately going to be an album? What is the timetable for that, if that's exactly what you're getting to?
I told all my fans, I like to keep everyone involved in, what I'm doing and updated and stuff. I mean, I would love to do an album, but I think what I'd rather do is put out singles and be able to back those singles out with vision, which would be videos. That's a great cue to talk about Love and Music is, so I put Love and Music out as a single a few months back, probably middle of the summer. And basically, I wanted to wait. I wanted to do it right. I was so busy from then to now, and I still am, but I have some time now. I have a couple weeks with the holiday being in New Year's, and even though I'm doing a New Year's show, I wanted to put out a visionary project, music videos. That's my favorite thing. I haven't gotten to do one in a while. I was, focusing on other things. I did tour dates this summer. That was another thing I didn't get to mention from the summer. The summer was just amazing. I did a lot of great stuff, but I was on a tour called Pop Explosion, we went everywhere, and it was incredible. So going back to the video, I didn't get a chance, but now I'm going to get a chance to shoot this Love and Music video. And the cool thing about it is that MTV actually approached me after Snooki's party, and they loved my performance. They wanted me to get some stuff over. So they put some fire under our butts on that. So we're making that our priority right now. Of course, we have the shows, but I'm going to put out an amazing video for Love and Music. I'm hoping to get it out within, early to mid-January. So we're only looking at, really 3 or 4 weeks right now. And it's going to be great. And as for the singles on iTunes, I want to keep putting out singles. I want to give people quality, not quantity. Usually albums, all the time, really, are, you're going to have those 3 or 4, sometimes not even that, amazing songs, and then you have a lot of filler. Although I don't want to be that type of artist who has a lot of filler in their stuff. I just want to be the type of artist that gives you quality. If people have to wait a little longer, I'm sorry. I do my the best I can do with what I'm dealing with and all that. But I promise I'm going to give you guys quality music and quality videos. So and of course a quality show. And I get to do a lot. I'm everywhere performing all the time. My goal this year is to, of course, make it out to New York City more. I have a great growing fan base in New York City. Shout out to all my New York girls. And, of course, I have another plan, which I can't say, but if so, and it's looking good, I should be able to go in all the places I want in the U.S. So we're keeping our fingers crossed.
And you'll drop that scoop here first, of course, right?
Of course.
We're chatting with B-Capp here on AM 1460, the new WXPR. This might be a somewhat unfair question to ask of you from a historical standpoint, but just answer from a current standpoint. You know, traditionally, the music business, singles and music videos have existed to promote albums. Right now, that's not exactly in the works for you. Do you think that with the way the music industry has gone from records and CDs to now iTunes, where kids are just downloading individual songs, that singles is where it's at and no one's really going out and buying a full packaged album like they used to?
Absolutely. I feel as though people are going to go buy the album of someone who, you know, that's their favorite. You know, like, I think the only albums I probably bought in the last couple of years is, like, I got Eminem's new one, I always get Usher, and I get all of Chris Brown's.
They only sold 1 million in a week, the new Eminem album.
Yeah.
800,000 in a week, which, you know, is significantly down from his heyday, but then again, no one's really touching those numbers because no one buys albums anymore.
That's the thing, you know. I really liked it. Everyone's a critic, but I really liked it. I think M is a just genius. I think he's the best rapper alive, and I'm just, hey, it's not because he's white. It's none of that bull. The man is a just genius in every retrospect, and how is he not the best, man? He speaks to you. He comes across, and he speaks to you. And, you know, look, as an artist, I can relate to that. You know, I just feel in general, you know, people, they're not stupid. I think that people want some substance, you know. That's why videos, I don't do generic videos. I'm not going to put out 10 videos a year and, you know, put out a bunch of generic crap in between. I'd rather put out 2 or 3, like, solid productions that says something. You know what I'm saying? And as you were talking about the albums and the singles, you're totally right. And what did it is YouTube and the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because people can just hear a song and go, oh my God, I love it. They don't care if it's on the radio, and they don't care if it's, you know, sang by, you know, the biggest artist in the world. They don't care who's singing it. If they like it, they want it, and they're gonna go buy it. And numbers speaks, you know. Then people, you know, then you put a vision. You go on YouTube, you put it up. It gets millions of views. It gets sponsored. Now it's promoted, and all of a sudden everyone's buying your single, and now you're popular. Then you get a record deal.
While acknowledging that maybe the record industry is going the way of the single as opposed to the way of the album, what is your favorite album of all time before we hit a break?
My favorite album of all time?
That's just thinking sound
Yeah,
effects.
yeah. I was thinking.
That's okay. If we want to come back to it, we can go to Mikey.
Well, I want to say something Michael Jackson related. I know that would be. I actually really liked the Michael Jackson History two-part deluxe edition.
Oh, in the early 90s?
Yeah.
See, if you're going to go with the Michael Jackson album, you'd have to go Thriller Off the Wall, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you know what? The reason why I said the History album is because it's a two-part deluxe set. You know, I grew up with it, but it's all his singles. Like, it's all his best stuff, and then he has some stuff like the second part of the album is actually my more favorite part, because it's all songs that he actually did. You know, he did a lot of videos and stuff. He had this song called Ghost and Too Bad, and he did like a Halloween special with it. It wasn't the Thriller, but it was another one he did in the early, I think it was 99 he did it, or 2000, and it was incredible. Just incredible, and those songs were actually on it. So, like, the stuff he put out was just History exclusive. But yeah, man, it's like the best of Michael Jackson pretty much. It's really tough to pick. I love Chris Brown's albums too. I love Exclusive and I love Fame for Chris Brown also.
Just to give you an idea of how talented Michael Jackson is, this is something that I tell people to realize how talented he is. Not this past Thanksgiving, but last Thanksgiving, there was a special on one of the television networks on Thanksgiving night that Spike Lee directed about the Bad Album. The Bad Album is Michael Jackson's third best album. It's not. I mean, it's not the top. It's certainly not top 2 in my opinion. I go Thriller, Off the Wall, and then maybe Bad, but there might be something even between there. But you look at that album and you're like, I know that song, I know that song, I know that song, I know that song. Oh, I love that song. Oh, that album's. I guess for anyone else that would be their best album, but for Michael Jackson, it's like, I'd prefer Off the Wall.
Yeah.
That's just a way to show you how talented he is, that his third best album is just as significant as his
that
top
good,
two.
yeah.
It's that good.
Yeah.
Mikey the Dancer, I'll let you get in the conversation. Your favorite album of all time before we head to break?
That's a tough question, actually, because I'm like a fan of like all different genres.
Well, just give us something that's your favorite, or just give us a few that are your favorite.
I really like Drake's new album. Nothing Was the Same. That's a great album.
You know, I like Drake as well, but I have to acknowledge something. I don't know if it's considered rap. Do you realize that none of his lyrics actually rhyme? He just like says a word and then throws MFer at the end of every sentence, and I'm like, it doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah, but I like his new album. It's pretty cool.
And what is Drake's new album called?
Nothing Was the Same.
Nothing was the same. Nothing was the same before B-Capp came in studio. We're going to step aside for a quick break. When we return, more with B-Capp and his dancer Mikey. Stick with us here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. AM 1460, the new WXBR. You were listening to the Metro South Morning Show here on this Friday morning. Peter Zimbor here with you. Remember, you can follow along with us on Twitter throughout the duration of the show. At PM in the AM Boston is our Twitter handle. Also, make sure you like us on Facebook. PM in the AM, the Metro South Morning Show. And the best place to hear archived interviews and content from this program is on our official YouTube channel at youtube.com/PM in the AM Boston. Interviews from earlier this week with Andrew WK, Alan Salkin, Edward Meyer from Ripley's Believe It or Not. And this interview with B-Capp will be available later on today at youtube.com/PM in the AM Boston. We're joined in studio by B-Capp and his dancer, Mikey, one of his many backup dancers, one of four, I believe. Gentlemen, the last segment we talked about what you accomplished in the calendar year 2013. What do you hope to be doing moving forward in 2014, and what is planned immediately on the horizon?
It's tough to say, exactly the stuff that is planned, because the things that are planned are huge, and it's just, I don't know. Sometimes I get a little anxious, and I want to tell everyone right away. And most of the time, the things that are planned go down. Sometimes they don't, because it's business, and that's just the way it is. So I can't tell you exactly, but I can say that my plans are I want to do some damage this year. I will. I'm going to do some great stuff. I'm going to make it my best year ever, and we're going to do a lot of things. Looking forward to it.
And Mikey, how exactly did you get involved in B-Capp, and tell us what you have done since joining the group, I believe, earlier in 2013.
Actually, I auditioned for him, and I didn't make it. And my choreographer, Jamal Weaver, he introduced me to B-Capp, and then I just started dancing one-on-one with him, doing choreography, teaching him, cleaning up the moves, and then I was in from there.
And for those who don't know, Jamal Weaver was featured on the MTV show America's Best Dance Crew as a member of the group Status Quo years back, and I think it was on some other reality TV dance competition as well. So you think you can dance?
Yeah.
What's Jamal doing these days?
Status Quo made second too. That's huge.
And Jamal hammed it up the entire way. They get eliminated at the end. He was the last guy you could see when they shut that door. Yeah. What's he doing these days? Last time I spoke to him, he was in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's still in Atlanta. He's starting a dance movement called Fly Nation, and he's putting a lot of stuff together down there, and I guess they're gonna do a bunch of shows and stuff. So
now, how old are you, B-Capp, at this point?
20
years old. How old are you?
I'm 19.
So you're both very young. Are you a recent graduate of a local high school?
Yeah, Brockton High School.
Brockton High. What building were you in?
Green Building.
Green Building. How's Mr. Collins doing, the math teacher?
I never had him.
Never had Mr. Collins? He was the funniest math teacher I ever had at Brockton High. I'll tell you that much. What year did you graduate Brockton High?
Last year.
So that would have been 2013, your class of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what have you been doing since graduating Brockton High outside of dancing up and down the Northeast with Brandon, or B-Capp?
Yeah, well, dancing takes up a lot of...
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Not to cut in, but these guys are with me all week. The cool thing is that we're all from around here. So, we get together, we have fun, but we work hard. But I gotta say that, my career and their career as dancers, us together. I mean, they're so busy. It's like their life. It's like me. It's my life.
How'd you first get involved in dancing? Because I don't think a lot of young males are getting involved in dancing at a young age. Maybe that has changed to some degree with the popularity of hip-hop inspired dancing and the MTV shows America's Best Dance Crew and things like that.
Yeah,
Well, my younger sister actually started dancing with Jamal at the Boys and Girls Club, and I just used to go and watch every day, and I found it very interesting. And then one day Jamal was just like, "Get up, you gotta dance," and I was like so scared, but I knew everything just from watching. And then from there, I just been dancing.
When Jamal first tells you that he's a dancer, you don't believe him because he's such a big, burly dude.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's a ginormous gentleman.
Yeah.
But he can move his ass like, you know.
But he moves like a swan.
Yeah.
He can move his ass like a swan. You're right, B-Capp.
His ass like a swan.
Once again, we're chatting with B-Capp here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. We talked a little bit in the first segment about a music video that you have in the works. Tell us exactly when, where, and how people can consume that video, and when do you think it'll be done?
Like I said earlier, the song is called "Love and Music." It's a great song. It's my one of my newer singles. That and "She Got Me." Those are my two brand new singles I put out in the last couple months. And you can get them on iTunes, Amazon, everywhere. So definitely check those out. So the video is for Love and Music, and I have an awesome concept that I'm not going to leak, but it's an awesome concept. Like I said, it's very unique, and it's got a lot of over the top type stuff, and it's gonna be a very cool story. You know, the song is a club dance type song, but I'm not gonna give it some generic crap. I'm gonna make it. I gotta put my flavor on it. You know what I'm saying?
If you could hit the road with any musical artist right now, who would it be? Who would you want to open for at this point in time?
Chris Brown, because he has the same style pretty much. He's a little more rock because he's a little older, but. I would want to do shows with Chris Brown, because he's the one guy that currently out that I look up to as an artist, like as a musician, his talent, the way he flows on his tracks, whether it's singing or rapping, his dancing, his theatrics. You know what? I know he's not everyone's favorite person, but please don't.
No, he's not.
I know, but you know what though? But don't discredit this man's talent. Not you personally, just in general. You know what I mean? Like you can't discredit his talent in all that stuff. He's super talented, and you know what? I don't stand for anything negative that he stands for. My criticism would be to if you're on top, you have to be a role model. Like you got to grow up at some point. But as an artist, he'd be perfect for me to be on shows with, because I'm kind of like a white version of that, but not as R&B.
And not punching women in the face, for the record, either.
Definitely never that. That was bad.
Mikey, who would you like to go on the road with? As a backup dancer, who would you like to go on the road with? You're performing with B-Capp. Who would you like to tour with? Whose stage showed you admire? What artist you just say, I would love to tour with them?
Also, Chris Brown, because he has great sets, and it's just, I think it would fit with his set.
Genre.
I would have said Miley Cyrus, but that's just me.
Well, Miley Cyrus is coming to Boston. Hey, you never know.
In April, Bangers Tour, right?
I'm not trying to drop a bomb. No, I'm just playing.
You would take that gig in a heartbeat, wouldn't you? I wouldn't blame you.
But it's not because I don't even think Miley's like all that. I just think that she's popping, and I loved her when she was Hannah Montana. I was a little kid, so.
She's popping a few things. Popping Molly, popping the butt. She's doing it all.
She's trying to pop that thing that she calls a butt, but it looks more like a pancake.
Oh, don't call Miley Cyrus's ass a pancake. She's got a cute little body. I like Miley.
She's a little flat.
La-da-dee-da-dee, we came to party, I will dance with Miley.
Hey,
right?
I would dance all day with her. Look, I'm just saying this. Look, maybe I like, little speed bump, a little more curves, a little something. Hey, listen, Mikey, real quick about Mikey. The cool thing about us working together is that, he's been here from the start. And I always tell people, like, openly, I'm not the type of person where if someone's done good for me, I'm not the type of person to ever discredit and not put it where it's due. But dancing wise, in that retrospect, which is a big part of my show and you know, my act, me and Mikey did so much one-on-one, you know, spent hours together, one-on-one, running. He broke down every move. I mean, this dude, he taught me a lot of stuff. In my opinion, he's one of the reasons why I've become such a great dancer. Yeah, I mean, I've been performing since I was a little kid. I have a crap ton of experience in every department. But, you know, look, it's a whole different ball game in this type of industry as a solo artist. You know, you have to be creative and innovative, and, you know, you have to be you. You know, everything has to be, you have to have your own thing going. And, you know, for the dancing type stuff, Mikey did a lot of the choreography, and he still does. And, you know, he took this street style of dancing, you know, and he put it to this pop music, this urban pop music, which, but for the record, people who even haven't heard my stuff, it's not, you know, this bubblegum type music. That's not my style. But it's dance music, it's current, it's mainstream, it's what's popping, it's what's out. And, you know, so for Mikey being creative, Mikey's very creative also. He makes beats also. And, so he just took this, you know, hip hop style and he put it behind, you know, pop music. So you got us out there, and just with the energy we have and how hard that we hit it on stage, you know, and it's not easy moves. It's definitely challenging stuff, taking everything into consideration. And then also too, I add in these moments in my set, and that's my goal, is to always create a moment or moments in anything that I do, videos or set wise. And I think that that's super important, because that's what people, you know, remember you by. That's what makes you you. And you know, so just with the choreography and with all the work that we've done, you know, in the past couple of years, you know, coming from the very, very bottom to where I'm at now, you know, where we've gone, the things we've done, it's really amazing, you know, to think about. It's really amazing to think about. And yeah, so just shoot, bro. Great job, you know.
Thanks,
just
man.
And I can tell that outside of the fact that you two work together, you're genuinely friends. I guess by the fact that you brought him here to this radio interview this morning.
Yeah, well, you know, he's my boy. All my dancers are my boys. You know, Marlon, Jeff, and I got the girls now. Got Jelly. That's her name. Well, yeah, Jelly, Ro, and
Who's
Michaela,
Jelly?
Gerald.
The one you like.
Yeah,
the brunette.
Yeah.
I wonder why she's called Jelly. No, I don't.
Well, no. That's
the Filipino.
Gerald. Yeah.
I like them both.
Yeah. Gerald's Filipino, and then you got Michaela, and then
I believe it's Filipina, right? If they're girls.
Is that how they say? I no disrespect. I don't really know.
She's a very sexy, cute Asian, and she's welcome here anytime, B-Capp.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, look. All I'm saying is, you know, I got great people, Jeff and Marlon. Me, Jeff, and Marlon and Mikey have done, you know, the most shows. We brought the girls in for the video, but also to spice up. I got Yo-Yo in there. She's new too, and Tony. You know, they're gonna be doing the video. So, you know, look, it's all good. I know for a fact, as an artist and as an entertainer, you have to grow. You know, you got to change it up, and you got to bring in some new blood, and you got to expand. And let me just tell you something: from doing 2 dancers to 4, I mean, insane.
It just makes the show that much more have a big feel.
Yeah,
it makes it
makes
bigger,
it more dynamic, and it just brings a lot to it.
Yeah, like it adds texture. You know, like you know, having the girls. You know, you're talking about, obviously, you know, the girls. You're adding sex appeal. You're adding something great to look at. You know, besides us. You know, I mean, there's not just girls in a crowd. You know, the guys want something to look at too. Not to mention the girls kill it, and they're swagging it out, and all the girls in the audience are looking at them like, yo, like that's what's up. You know, just like when the guys look at us. I think that they respect me, and you know, they respect my guys because we're killing it. I mean, we're not doing no bull fake ass dancing, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard, it's good stuff, it's something you respect, it's something that's entertaining, you know? And so yeah, I think, you know, just it adds a whole different swing to it, a whole different dynamic, and yeah, it's very impressive, it's very big. We just came off almost a 6-hour rehearsal. You know what I'm saying? And hey, that's just the way it is, baby. It's all hard work. That's why I am where I am. That's why I am who I am. It's because I work hard, and I got great people around me. That means everybody. I mean, Peter, I've known you since I started my career, And, we've continued to be, yes, we're friends, but, we've been involved in each other's crafts. And, you have me here right now, for example, and I think that's because, I try to be good to everyone. I want to stay humble and grounded, and I want to keep the people that have been with me from the beginning around me and involved. That's always been my goal. I've had the same team since I started, and ain't nothing changing.
Well, B-Capp, we thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. We'll start with Mikey, then we'll get to you, B-Capp.
Okay.
Any final words for our listeners this morning before we let you go?
Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at MikeyX100 and on Instagram at MikeyXBeats and MikeyXBETS.
Follow them.
And just look forward to the next year and all these big things coming up.
We're doing it.
Stay tuned.
And B-Capp?
So what's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking me out and on Peter Zimbor's show today. I really, really, really appreciate it. It's all love to you guys always, Team B-Capp. And you guys can find me on Twitter, which is at @B_CAPP. Same thing for Instagram.
How many Twitter followers do you have at this point? Because it was gargantuan last time I checked.
It's still growing. It's got
It was hovering around
I got like 75 right now.
75,000?
Yeah.
That's damn good.
Yeah, and then my Instagram
That's
is
approximately 74,000 more than me.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
Yeah, and then my Instagram, that's growing. That's definitely growing. Yeah. You want to catch me? I got 55,000 there. You want to catch me on there? This year we're going hard. We're going to be doubling those numbers, no doubt. Hopefully, maybe even a triple. I'm going hard. I'm going for it. You can catch me on Instagram at B_CAPP again. And Facebook, Brandon Capp. Hit me up. Check me out on YouTube. Please look out for the Love and Music video. And I got one more thing I want to say. Look, I want to thank all my fans who have been so supportive, and all the people I work with for a great year. You know what I mean? For rolling with me and coming to all my shows. Peter, I've had some fans, right, who haven't missed a damn show, who come to every show, who travel. I had New York girls from Philadelphia come down to see me on the Pop Explosion Boston tour. I mean, these girls are amazing. Like, I think that they really deserve to know, just how much I appreciate them. Without fans, without people who believe in you and want to come out and see you, you are nothing, So it's very important. I just want to say thank you. Look, we did the Six Flags, concert series. I did the Pop Explosion tour. I opened up for Tyga. I did Snooki's birthday party. We did the Electric Christmas. I got the New Year's Eve in Rhode Island. I'm doing a big New Year's Eve banger, big event, the last day of the year. We're looking forward to that. I got Pop Explosion in Boston. That's a big show. All my Boston people, all the local people. Come out. It's a big show in Boston, Pop Explosion on the December 28th. You want to come to that? I'm bringing an amazing show. We're going to go hard. I've worked with all types of different people. Got to meet Janelle Garcia from X Factor. She's great people. Tyga was great. There's all types of people. I had an awesome year, and 2014 will be nothing less than stellar. It's going to be incredible. I'm the guy around here that's doing it, and I'm going to keep holding it, working, making a statement, and I want to make everyone proud. That's my goal. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you guys so much, Pete. I really appreciate it, brother.
And no lie, as my co-host Mike Pave has been gathering a lot of news during this past segment, getting ready for his news update. No lie, Mike, who's just joining me in the room right now, a prerequisite for getting B-Capp here this morning to this interview was he wanted you to show him more wrestling moves, as last time he was here, he put the lumberjack in a figure 4 leg lock, and he's been working on his wrestling moves, and he intends on impressing you as soon as we head to break. Mike Pave, are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Mike Pave says he's ready. B-Capp,
Sharpshooter.
What's your newest single?
Love and Music, and She Got Me, two new ones.
We'll play out to one of those as we head into break. You're listening to the Metro South Morning Show, PM in the AM. Stick with us, B-Capp. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you, guys. How about that?